My parents had pictures all over the house walls of my childhood. I would try matching the photos with memories of my upbringing, but most were blurs. My father often shared stories about how funny I was and the continuous trouble I would get myself into. There was one picture I recalled, able to connect all the other photos with past memories. My father began to tell as a young boy I always wanted to help out with the work he did around the house. In this particular story, I wanted to help him up in the attic as he applied insulation in the empty bases. The entrance to the attic was through my parents' bedroom closet where you'll find the ladder. I would beg my mother to let me go up in the attic and she would respond, "No, you can't." It would bring tears to my eyes. I would have my dirty work clothes and ready to go, but never allowed. One day I snuck up into the attic, taking all my tools up with me. My father was not there, so I thought I would take advantage. I began to fool around, balancing myself on the plywood. Caught by my father, I fell right into one of the gaps, laughing hysterically. As I ran around being silly, my father called me over, panicked. I thought it was so much fun and exciting. My father finally grabbed me and took me right back down. He called my mother over. No, wait, not quite yet. Going back, he then went up to check on the attic when suddenly the lights began to act up. My father couldn't seem to understand what was happening until he caught me messing with the electric cords. He then called my mother over, asking her to watch me. As my mother held my hand, I would whine about wanting to help my father. I had an aha moment when my father shared this story. Then another story I remembered was when my parents were painting around the house and my father reminded me to keep my hands to myself. As my mother was painting, she thought, "Where is Timmy?" She walks over to the other room where she found me sticking my whole hand in the bucket of paint. She gave me the look and said, "I told you," as I tried getting it off my hand. I apologized. Another time I remember being mischievous. My mother asked me why I was eating with my left hand opposed to the right hand, and then showed her my swollen finger after burning it on the stove. Getting into trouble was a never-ending story, whether it was cutting at my finger or something else. It kept things interesting.